Good morning. This is David St. John, known to many as the Champ. That's what they call me. That's my nickname. I want to speak today on sin and what we regard as sin. There's a lot of things that we do that we don't regard as sin. We, in my estimation, and I did this too before I became a committed Christian, getting better every day, and I'll explain that in a moment. The Lord indicates that once we make a confession, whosoever calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved, Acts 16:31, that we have to become more like him through sanctification. Ephesians 5:1 says, be imitators of me. Okay? Be imitators of me. And of course, the Bible gives us the flip side, or the non-positive side. It said, if you walk contrary to me, I'll walk contrary to you. So what we get from them scriptures is we can't determine what sin is and what we're going to keep and what we're going to discard. This isn't like moving. It isn't like moving from someplace on earth to heaven, getting rid of your garbage and deciding what you're going to keep. That is certainly work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And the Lord commands us all to do that. And what that means is David St. John thinks he has to clean his closet rather than box things up and keep some things, okay? David St. John thinks he has to clean his closet. And that is going to be positive and negative for David St. John. I believe positive. However, we're in the mode of keeping some things. And, you know, I know many of you it turns off. Many of you are getting sick of hearing this. But drinking and smoking, especially in the combination issue. People like to keep that because they're hooked. They enjoy that. That is their way to socialize, okay? But it ruins your body, and what you're doing in that regard is you're sinning against your own body. You're sinning against your own flesh. What does the Lord say about that? My spirit was given to instruct them so that we know better. Nehemiah 9:20. Grieve not the Holy Spirit of God, where you're sealed unto the day of redemption. Okay. And then,